Hi guys, this is Ava from Bay Harbor Med Spa, and I'm answering some questions today. Yesterday, we're on the topics of hormones, etc. And so some questions came in over a period of time, and I decided I'm going to address it today. And the question was for women who have excessive hair growth. uh, Question was whether excessive hair growth on women can be curbed or helped or reduced with birth control. The answer is yes, but don't rush. Listen to me carefully what I have to say. Here's what happens. If you excessive hair growth in your face, in your body, started during the time or just before, during the time when you started to get your period, and then you started to see that post your period you're starting to grow more and more hair, then it is possible, not guaranteed, but it's possible that it is an aid, it's a help. Birth control will help. As long as you take birth control pill, it will help to curb or stop the overproduction of hairs in your body. Now remember, birth control is a hormone. It's an artificial hormone that helps to lower a particular hormone or balance the hormones. However, I need you guys to understand that if you already have excessive hair growth, for that excessive hair growth that you already have on your face, umbilical cord, bikini, back, neck, arms, wherever, chest, wherever, the birth control will not help or stop what you already have. If you already have excessive hair growth, for that hair that is already there and it's active, for that hair, the only permanent solution is laser hair removal. Laser hair removal. That's the only permanent solution. The birth control pill can be beneficial to curb new hair growth, new follicles that will come out and start growing hairs. Now, some of you might say, like, what is she talking about? Like, this is, and what's new? Well, I'll explain you. On a square inch of our skin, we have approximately 1,000 hair follicles. For normal people who don't have hormonal imbalances, for regular people, the hair growth of follicles will be about 100. Hair follicles can be active on a square inch of skin, and that is considered normal. For me, for anybody that doesn't suffer from excessive hair growth. And when you say, what do you mean I have 100 hairs? Well, yeah, you might not see it, but microscopically, if you would look, we have such very, very, very fine hair on our skin. You just can't see it because it's like a plume. It's so fine, 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 you don't see it. So yeah, so trust me when I tell you that we can have 100 hair follicles active in our lifetime, and that's okay, that's normal. However, for those of you who have excessive hair growth, there it is proven that more than 100 follicles are active, and you have another 900 follicles that are turning around, and at any given time, these 900 additional follicles on a square inch of skin can become active. I didn't say they all will become active, but they can become active. So when I say that a birth control pill can curb the new hair follicle stimulation, I am talking about those follicles that did not start growing as of yet, but could potentially start growing. Why? Because remember, if you watched my videos in the past when I talk about hair, remember, if This is my skin or your skin. Okay, that's the surface of your skin. This is my hair, right? This is my hair. Well, I'm just for the sake of showing you. Skin, hair. Every human hair, you or mine, girl or boy, is connected here with a little blood capillary. This is a little blood capillary. This blood capillary is responsible for delivering of food. What is food for a hair follicle? Blood, plasma. What is in blood? What is in plasma? Food, nutrients, vitamins, but hormones. The most important word, hormones. So if you guys that suffer from excessive hair growth have elevated testosterone, your adrenal glands are elevated, you have imbalance of hormones, then this blood vessel carries blood with hormones, elevated hormones, which shouldn't be, and these elevated hormones stimulate this, and then suddenly this starts to grow. And if you have 1,000 of these on a square inch, and you have 1,000 capillaries connected to each hair follicle, you can now understand when I say that these follicles can become active. And so for those follicles that are not active, a birth control can be beneficial to stop it. So when this blood vessel comes here, it will no longer carry with it any excessive amount of hormones, and therefore it will feed this hair, but it will not bring it any hormones, and therefore this hair will have no interest to grow excessively, because there is nothing there. It's just blood, it's food, it's oxygen, it's vitamins, but there is nothing that stimulates it to grow. So if you understand now what I mean, I'm sorry that I give you this stupid example, but this is, I had a pen, I have this instrument, this is what I had here, and I hope that you understand me. What I mean when I show it to you. So this is why I'm explaining to you guys that those of you who have already a problem, a hirsutism problem, excessive hair growth, you need to find somebody that does laser hair removal. If you are dark, if you are black, if you are Mediterranean, if you are Indian, the only laser machine that is suitable for dark pigmented skin is Cool Glide. Cool Glide is the only FDA approved machine that can treat black skin or dark pigmented skin, because it doesn't destroy the pigment of the skin. If you live in South Florida, or you can come to South Florida, then you can call me, you can make appointments, and you can come to me, and I can take care of you personally in doing you laser hair removal. But I also want you guys to understand, laser hair removal is not a one-time treatment. You require a series of 12 treatments. It will take over a year to do. Each treatment is done once every 5 or 6 weeks. It's a process. Rome was not built in one day, therefore your hair didn't come out in one day, it cannot disappear in one day. However, going away from this part, I am just letting you guys know birth control can be beneficial. However, you have to see a gynecologist. That's the first person that I will go to. And if you don't have a gynecologist and you can go to an endocrinologist, go to an endocrinologist. An endocrinologist can check, do blood work too, and check your level of hormones. And an endocrinologist can give you the appropriate medications to curb and stop new production of hairs, stimulation of hairs, and those that are existing you will have to treat with laser, and the new ones will be curbed. The question is, will the hair stop or start growing after you take birth control pill? Sometimes. Okay, girls, here is how it works. Life is not perfect, and you know, I always say it's for that stupid apple that we gave Adam. Remember the story, Adam and Eve? So we are suffering. Eve and Adam, you know, she seduced him with the apple, the snake seduced her, whatever the story was, and we are paying the price for it. So here is how it works. For some of you, you take the birth control for several years, or you take other hormonal supplements, you do blood work, and you might be able 5 years down the line or whenever get off it. Of course, you do it gradually and you do blood work. And sometimes it becomes stable and it stabilizes and you no longer have excessive hormones. Because let's say you started with birth control when you were 16 or 17 and now you are 25 and your hormones balance themselves out, which happens very often. So then you don't have to take them, and then life goes on, and you just live your life normally without hormonal supplements of medications to balance your hormones. Then there are the other people. There are the people who will have to be on treatment because it's not only hormonal. As far as stimulating the hormones that come from the brain, but it also comes from your reproductive organs. And if that's the case and you have PCOS, for instance, polycystic ovarian cyst, then that is a different story. And unless the PCOS is addressed, and that's usually addressed with a gynecologist, you will have to be on therapy and hormone therapy and treatments, because if you stop the treatments for your reproductive organ for the PCOS, it will revert itself. Now, to tell you categorically guaranteed when this will stop, when you lose your period. So once your period goes away, you go into menopause, yay! That's one good thing. But wait, don't get too excited. That's one good thing that happens. You don't have to be on birth control. You don't have to take hormones, because that part of your life is over. Your hormones balance themselves out. But girls, unfortunately, again, for that stupid apple, we have to pay the price no matter what. It only balances itself for few years that you have peace. So let's say 10 years. If you are normal, balanced. And then 10, 12, 15 years, and you go into your 65 and into your 70s, and suddenly you start seeing hairs growing here. And you say, what on earth is going on? Well, girls, these men and these male hormones are running after us non-stop because we gave him the apple, the stupid apple. So what happens is in your 70s, in your 60s, in your 80s, normally women have barely any estrogens, any progesterone, but we still do have testosterone, because remember, men and women have both hormones. But because our progesterone or estrogen is down, our testosterone, which normally is here, but when it's leveled this and this, it's okay. But when this goes down, the progesterone, estrogen goes down, because menopause, no more periods, no more ovulating, no more producing any of that, then this suddenly becomes dominant. And when this becomes dominant, that's testosterone. This testosterone starts supplying, remember this story? Remember this? This blood vessel goes into the hair, and now we get white whiskers, we get white hairs, we get thick hairs coming out of the blue. It's all because of the apple. So when that's the case, if your hairs are dark, then in your 70s or 80s or 90s, then you can again go back to do laser hair removal. But if your hair is white, forget about it. The only way to do permanent hair removal is electrolysis. And remember also, electrolysis is not a one-time shot. You have to do many treatments until you kill the follicle. And then, of course, there will be another follicle that will be stimulated. So, ladies, our life is not easy. I guess never was meant to be easy. So, yes, so we suffer with this problem. But thank God we can somehow regulate it, and we can help it somehow, and we can have a reprieve. So either you have a reprieve from birth control, either you have a reprieve because you go into menopause and then for years it's quiet. But we get some reprieve, and then thank God we live in a world where lasers are available and so forth, so we can get help with that. So I hope I answered this question, and until next time, adios. Bye bye, girls. Eva.